Welcome everybody. Today's one could be quite funny. I've had the theme tune of Mission Impossible stuck in my mind. Now that one that's like my daughter's laughing at me. So that makes me feel that there is some kind of mission, something that you need to do that maybe you're avoiding or it just feels impossible to do. I've got 77% on my battery. That may be significant for some. 7 can usually be around like defensiveness, so you may be a bit defensive around whatever this challenging time is for you. So let's get into what is this for you. Oh, and I've got Winyo staring at me there. There's something actually quite exciting going to come out of this. We have success, secret spring. So it feels to me that there might be something up and coming in your life that feels impossible, or you're like, nah, that could never happen. It could be like, for instance, you're going to come into some money and you're like, that would never happen, but it does. Something is going to shock you. Something is going to be some kind of mission that you're doing that you think is impossible, but it isn't going to be. You're actually going to be doing very well from it. Success. There may be something about a river. Perhaps you've been spending time down by a river recently and seeing a snake. So you may have seen a snake in the river. I don't know where you live. I know I have actually seen that local to me in a park along a ford. There's like a brook and a bit of a ford there, and there was a snake swimming along. So there's something about that it's confirmation of your reading, or a slow worm or something like that. The Northern Lights, wonder, natural beauty and inspiration. So this is saying don't look at the challenge as impossible. Look at it as, it would be brilliant if I can overcome that. It would be brilliant if I can complete this mission. And there is something that you started. That's what I'm getting, is something that you started, but then had this feeling that you can't complete it. But something's about to change with that. So we're going to get into what is it that's about to change with that. What did I say? Something's going to change with that. Hagalaz is sudden change. It does have an element of sometimes like the eye of the storm, or something needs to be destructed. Destructed is that a word? Something needs to be, brought down before it can be raised up again. It needs to be raised down before it can be raised up. So there's something in that, and that's where the trouble is, because you know it's going to take work. It's going to take effort. Once the destruction hits, you know that it's a bit like if you, I don't know, have to blow up a wall to get to the other side kind of thing. There's going to be debris, there's going to be work to do to clear it. There's something about that's perhaps what you're avoiding in this situation. Now, for many of you, this is a situation to do with family or something that feels like blood or home to you. So it's something that is very close to your heart. It involves other people. And it feels to me that oh my God, I've just seen on the bottom of the deck there, twin flames, unity, partnership, duality. So for some of you, you could feel like this is a bit of a twin flame situation. And for some of you, what I feel the mission impossible is that you're actually trying to detach from this. So you're trying to walk away from this. So you've made a decision to maybe say something or do something that is going to devastate the situation, but you feel in the long run, it's actually going to be a positive impact. So let's get into what will the impact be around that. A definite change in direction. It's going to move things along. It's going to get things going. But something about Rado as well represents responsibility. So this is actually you showing signs that you are responsible and that you have morals, that you have, what's the word? Integrity. So that's what I'm getting from there. Let's get into what the tarot is telling us about this. So how do you need to go about this mission impossible? You need to talk to Tom Cruise. I'm joking. 5 of Cups. So the first thing you need to do is to stop looking at it as defeated. You've got to stop thinking of like, oh, well, the damage is done. I can't do anything about it. That's it. So you've got to take yourself out of that frame of mind, because that's blocking you emotionally. It's blocking your intuition. It's blocking your ability to see a way forward. So what advice does Spirit have that you should be doing? Oh, okay, well that's interesting. We've got the King of Swords, we have the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So this is basically saying, like, just slow down. You don't need to go and destruct everything. You don't need to go and set a bomb off in your home or wherever this situation is taking place. There needs to be an element of restriction in some part of your life to do with this. So for this mission to be complete, there's another area of your life that you need to be more restrained with. That could be something like, something that just isn't aligning with what it is that you really want. So, if there's a mission that you're supposed to be completing and you're doing something maybe to comfort yourself, that's what you need to be a little bit more disciplined with. But through communication, through truth, through acknowledging the darker parts of yourself, maybe rejected parts of yourself, or feeling like you can't communicate the truth, you can, and it's going to ignite the brow. So where we were saying before about feeling like there's definitely a change coming and there's going to be success to it, but you're avoiding it because it could be a difficult situation. It's looking like actually through communication and through following your intuition, it's going to bring about new ideas, new ways of going about things. It's going to make a positive change, not a negative change. And there's something about it that leads to something in loyalty and stability. So it's not going to be long before, I almost feel like there's been too much emphasis on this being impossible, or like problems that are just insurmountable. But actually, when you go ahead with this, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier than you realise, than you first thought. What else do we have? Yeah. So with the Page of Wands here, this is about you taking like a small leap of faith. I'm seeing somebody cleaning windows or something like that. So there could be a situation that it is that simple. You just need to clean something so that you can see it for what it is, so you can really see it clearly. But it requires effort. It requires you actually doing that. And in doing that, it requires you possibly being seen doing that. And I feel like that could be something that you're afraid of here, is maybe what other people think, what they're going to think of you starting to move on this, starting to change on this. But you have to acknowledge there, it's like, why do you care so much what anybody else thinks? Why are you so up in your head about this? There is conflict in your mind, and I feel like it is a lot to do with what other people are thinking and feeling. But the direction that this is going to take you into is something that actually is safe, secure. It's kind of aligned with what it is that you keep saying that you desire, that you want in life. So the celestial door is opening for you to walk through that. But you can't walk through it with the same mindset that kept the door closed in the first place. Something has to give on there, something has to change. And I do feel that you have to get out of this despondence at the moment. Whoa, these three just fell like lovely out together. To get out of this despondent, first of all, you've got to stop trying to deal with this all by yourself, okay? Because that's keeping you stuck in this space of like you're stuck in your mind and your memory and not sure what direction to go in. Let go of that. Let go of that. Open up to other people. Clean those windows. Wave at your neighbours. Ask for some help. You don't need to do this mission all by yourself. And I feel like that's been the problem, is you've been trying to do this all by yourself and you can't. It's time for that communication. It's time for you to say what it is. And it's time for you to stop with what it is that is not aligned with completing this mission. The World, 21. Something yesterday came into completion. Something yesterday made you realise this is what I've got to do. And you felt a vibration actually of positivity around this. So you know that there's a positivity that's coming here. Let's get a final outcome with this situation. I've got enlightenment on the bottom of the deck there as well. Oh, wow, 2 of Cups. So actually, for some of you, this is aligning you. Like I said, I saw that twin flames, didn't I, on the bottom there? Unity, partnership, and duality. This is what you are going to achieve from this Mission Impossible. So if you had any doubts around that, don't, because this is actually what it's leading to, and you can achieve that. It's not as impossible as you think. Drop me a DM if you'd like to book in a personalised reading around this. We can get a lot deeper into it and maybe give you some advice on how to move forward. This is my only account, by the way, and I will never reach out to you first. Have a blessed day.